We're now being joined by Dr. Uma Kumar, Professor, Rheumatology Medicine Department at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Thank you so much, Dr. Uma Kumar, for being with us here on the broadcast on Beyond World is One. Talk to us. It's not extremely unlikely to witness a heat wave at this point in time, but how would you read these temperatures? Because we've had a very different kind of a weather over the month of April, with the summer now peaking at the end of the month of May.
That's very true. We were having very pleasant weather some days ago, and now suddenly there's this heat wave. Nature is actually very angry with us and having multi-pronged hit to the humanity. So I think, and this is going to result in a lot more health issues in people residing in Delhi or other areas where this heat wave is on.
Right, and at this time, Delhi and parts of Delhi has been given an orange warning or orange alert, whereas several parts of India are now under a red alert, which means between orange and red, it's either a heat wave or a severe heat wave.
Yeah, that's right. IMD actually gives various regions orange or red color depending on the temperature soaring in those areas. We are very likely to have problems in people, like, starting from very basic, milder health issues to very severe. Towards severe, it is heat stroke. So if I may tell you what we can come across, and people start reporting to the hospitals with like having swelling over body, which is called heat edema, can happen because of, dehydration. A hormone is secreted, and that there's retention of fluid in the body, and vasodilation, which is called the vessels, they dilate, and they become leaky, and the fluid comes in the tissues, so they can have swelling. But it subsides once individual is shifted to cooler places or is well hydrated. Then there could be heat rash, which we simply call, prickly heats, and which all of us know, being here in India. And then there could be heat cramps when one, does strenuous exercise or some unaccustomed activity, and then develops, pain in the muscles, which can again happen because of profuse sweating resulting in electrolyte imbalance, and which can result in pain in the muscles, various groups of muscles. Then there could be heat syncope, where you must have heard people collapsing after prolonged standing in the heat or being in, and people cannot stop going in the summers because, they have to work, they have to earn their living, and not everybody can afford the air-conditioned environment. So then, then there's something called heat exhaustion, which is a very towards the severe form of heat-related injury to one individual. And then there's heat stroke, where one can lose consciousness. So we are in for many health-related issues because of heat. And it's very important to understand that our body temperature is maintained by a very complex mechanism, and in the brain there's a structure called hypothalamus, and there's a center called thermostat, which maintains the body temperature. And when there is problem with the thermostat and body is not able to dissipate heat which is generated, then all these problems arise. So we are in for a tough time.
Right, Dr. Uma Kumar, we're having this conversation right in the middle of a global pandemic, and people are slowly returning to work, and there's slowly more activity out on the roads. And now, even as the activity resumes, there's a heat wave. So in the middle of this, what I want to ask you is that how do you differentiate between symptoms that people get due to the heat wave and from the symptoms related to COVID-19?
Right. In COVID-19, we have been talking about upper respiratory tract symptoms like, having bad throat, having dry cough, having, sneezing, and high-grade fever. Fever is common between the two. The heat-related injuries like heat exertion or heat stroke, but other features won't be there. But, GI upset, having diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, which has been implicated even in COVID. So there is overlap of symptoms, but I don't think it would be difficult to differentiate between the two conditions because they are occurring in a very different environmental and socio-cultural situations. Like you don't get history of travel, you don't get history of contact with a person who is positive for COVID. If it is heat stroke, and there would be history of an individual being in hot weather for a longer period of time, and so it can become tough at times, no doubt about it, but yes, not that difficult to differentiate between the two for doctors.
Dr. Uma Kumar, Professor Rheumatology Medicine Department at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, joining us here on the broadcast on Beyond World is One. Thank you, Doctor, for taking your time out to share your views with us.